Folks, I have your latest numbers, real estate numbers and insights for Vaughan and Richmond Hill for week ending January 24th. My name is Santo Sessa. I'm a full-time realtor with RE/MAX Premier. Please subscribe below, the buttons there, the bell button, so you're reminded when these videos come up, and any comments you have, just put them below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on what's going on or what I'm about to talk to you about. And you're going to see that in general, things are picking up at a rapid pace, and it feels like we're months into the new year. It's only been a few weeks so far, but we're, as a realtor and just activity and things going on in the market, it feels like we're way down the road, way past just 3 or 4 weeks into the new year. So this report is broken down by week. I've got Vaughan detached here for week ending January 24th, and we did 37 sales. 37 detached homes were sold for week ending January 24th, and average sold price has shot up to $1,568,000 for the average detached home that was purchased last week. So sales in general have been, although we got last week and went down a little bit, they have been climbing up for the course of the each week so far in the new year. Now, compared to last year, when we look at average sold price, now average sold price last year, 12 months ago, it's the blue, and the orange is for the current. For last week, we're about 4% higher than before. Previous week we were 5% higher. The first week of the new year we were 19% higher. Oh, you see this line here, 2021? Forgive me, I'm noticing now that should be over here because we've got actually 4 week endings. So the gap for the first week was so much higher, and it's becoming closer and closer. Generally speaking, detached prices in Vaughan are up, way up from where they were last year. When we look at sales, we've been outselling what we sold last year at this time, and for last week we almost double what we sold this time last year. And of the 37 sales we did, 54% were at list price or more. So if you've been looking to buy, you've been competing in just about every purchase that you tried to make, or you might have gone out to see a house, you took a day to think about it, and it was already gone. So that's kind of activity that we're seeing in Vaughan right now for detached homes. Listings, we're listing a little bit more. So for sales, we're selling a lot more. We're buying a lot more detached homes than we did last year at this time. But listings, they're up just a little bit from where they were last year. And look at this. Months of inventory is down to 1.2 months of inventory. That's low. It's very much a seller's market, and you're going to see this months of inventory coming down. We have a shortage of inventory. If you've been looking to buy, it's difficult. You probably went out 1 or 2 days and you saw all the homes that were available, and there probably wasn't much. If you're looking for a specific area at a specific price point, you maybe saw 2 or 3 homes, and if none of those appealed to you, you're not rushing out the next day to see more listings. They're just not coming onto the market yet. So there's a shortage, and that causes prices to go up, because when a house does come up that you really like, chances are other buyers like that house too, and that's where the competition comes in, and it forces prices up. So months of inventory down to 1.2. That's really, really low. It's going to continue to force prices up until we get more listings or until we start buying less, which I'm not counting on either one of those happening, to be honest. Looking at condos in Vaughan, sales have been going up just a little bit, but they've been going up every single week. Average sold price has come down to $624,000. Generally speaking, though, if we kind of look at middle of November, looks like average sold prices have been going up for condos in Vaughan. Compared to last year, we're 7% higher than where we were last year. And if we kind of look just at the first few weeks of 2021, some weeks were higher, some weeks were lower. I would say that we're kind of even Steven to where we were last year at this time for average sold prices. But sales, Very, very close. Some weeks we were lower. For last week alone, we were 3 condos more than what we ended up buying last year at this time. But it's been pretty similar to kind of what happened last year. But listings, the first few weeks were much higher. Last week we listed a lot less. Sorry, we listed just 1 condo less, and active listing has every single week been dropping, getting smaller and smaller, and that shows up here in months of inventory. We're sitting at 3.2 months of inventory. So between 4 to 6 months of inventory is a balanced market. Below 4 months is a seller's market. So we're kind of at the top end of the seller, bottom end, very close to a balanced market. Depending on which building you're looking to buy on, you're going to find that there's some competition, or you have lots of choice and you could negotiate the price down. So that's what's going on. But months of inventory has been coming down every single week. Usually when months of inventory comes down, prices tend to go up. This price has come down, but that $715,000 the previous week was a really high price. And if we kind of look again from the middle of November, it looks like average sold prices have been going up. The next few weeks are going to be really interesting. Okay, so now I've got Richmond Hill detached houses here. Sales have been going up every single week. Last week we sold 29 detached properties in Richmond Hill. 8 of those were at $2 million or more. That's a high percentage, 8 versus the 29. Average sold price did come down, but before that it was sitting at $1,853,000. So now we're at $1,779,000. That's a high average sold price. And generally speaking, if you kind of see the trajectory, you make a straight line, average sold price for detached homes in Richmond Hill has been going up. Compared to last year, well, you look at these last few weeks here for the new year. There was 1 week we were really close. However, we're 15%, 29%, 27% higher than what we were last year. Prices for detached homes in Richmond Hill are way up. Sales compared to last year are higher, and listings are a little bit higher than what they were last year. Months of inventory has been steadily coming down week after week for 2021, where we're now sitting at 1.5 months of inventory. We have a shortage. If you're looking to buy a detached home in Richmond Hill, you've been struggling. I know I've got buyers that are looking to buy in Richmond Hill, that are looking to buy in Vaughan, that are looking to buy in Toronto, and we're struggling. We've had to adapt other ways of finding properties. The traditional way of just going on in the MLS and saying, here's some beautiful houses, let's go look at them, that might be okay for day 1 and day 2, but you've seen whatever's on excuse me, you've seen whatever's on the market real quick, and then there just aren't enough listings coming on. So we've had to go into neighborhoods. We've had to door knock. It's a little bit tricky now with COVID and doing that. We've had to send letters in neighborhood to see who's thinking of possibly selling this spring, to try to catch them early, to be able to show our buyer clients some houses. If we wait for the MLS, well, everybody's waiting for the MLS, and then it's a mad rush, and there's lots of competition. So we're trying to avoid that for our buyers, or the buyers we're working with. Looking at condos in Richmond Hill, sales last week, we sold 16 condos in Richmond Hill. Average sold price has been going up week after week since the new year started here. So for last week, week ending January 24th, the average condo sold for $564,000 in Richmond Hill. Compared to last year, if we just look at the first few weeks of 2021, we're pretty even if you average it out to where condo prices were last year. For this 1 week, we're down 5%. The previous week, we're up, down, up. We're actually, I'd say we're pretty even. We're probably just a little bit shy of where we were last year at this time. Sales, last week we did the same activity. We sold 16 condos last year. This year, 16 condos were sold. The week before, it was 8. The week before that, we did a little bit more with 12 and then a little bit less. So we're pretty even to the activity that we were doing last year. Listings, though, are a little bit higher from where they were last year at this time for condos, but it's not a lot. We're just not seeing the inventory there. And it's reflective in months of inventory. Months of inventory for Richmond Hill condos is down to 1.2. Very much a seller's market. Now, I know in some buildings you're not going to see that, and there's going to be lots of inventory, and in others there's going to be a competition. But 1.2, there's a shortage, and that helps explain why average sold price keeps going up. So there is an inventory problem. Is this going to correct itself? Well, in the coming weeks, we need to see more listings come onto the market, or we need to see less sales. I don't think we're going to see less sales. We will see more listings, but are they going to be enough to offset it and kind of slow the growth of prices down? We'll see. My name is Santo Sessa with RE/MAX Premier. I'm a full-time realtor. If I can help in any way, please reach out to me either through messaging below or my phone number is on this page. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and be safe.